moments when we play your music for the first time with the BBC introducing an Oxfordshire and Berkshire podcast.
And if you love the U, subscribe to The Dub, our excellent weekly Oxford United podcast where we cover the highs and lows of every match, the team, the management, and all things United.
Subscribe to BBC Introducing in Oxfordshire and Berkshire.
And search for Oxford United to hear The Dub
on BBC Sounds
or wherever you get your podcasts.
BBC Radio Oxford. If you're not following us online yet,
just search for BBC Radio Oxford to join the conversation on Facebook.
Tag us with your incredible photos of Oxfordshire on Instagram.
And keep up to date with the latest from Oxfordshire on Twitter.
Filled with Oxfordshire's latest news,
pictures,
videos,
and more. Just search for BBC Radio Oxford and give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BBC Radio Oxford. Phil Mercer, Sunday morning from 6.
Every Sunday breakfast, we bring you inspirational stories.
It renews that feeling of belonging.
Stories of belief.
You can most definitely know God, and He can fill the depths of your heart.
Stories of faith.
It's really fun. You get fit and you get to socialise while you're doing it.
Faith groups making a difference.
They have additional 400 to 500 people joining the services.
And offering support and love.
You can just come together, make friends, and just kind of, I think, offload in a way.
Hear a different view of the world every Sunday morning from 6.
BBC Radio Oxford. Radio is pretty magical, you know?
Wherever you are, from the kitchen
to the car, in the garden,
on the bus,
anywhere at all. Just one button, and we're here with you.
From 95.2 FM beside the fridge.
This just in. Ooh, you need more milk.
To your digital radio on the go.
Remember to switch on your traffic announcements.
Wherever you are, we're there too.
With incredible stories, news, sport, and more.
Plus all your favourite music. Join us for everything Oxfordshire. BBC Radio Oxford. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Well, good evening and welcome to the Hereford Stadium, as I struggle to get my breath after my PA duties, and welcome to BBC Radio Oxford via BBC Sounds as Oxford City take on Hereford in what is probably, I'd say, the biggest game in the National League North tonight. Both teams absolutely desperate for 3 points, but perhaps none so than Oxford City, who have been without a win since the 2nd of September. However, maybe the hoodoo will happen again. They are, well, the last time they won was on a Tuesday night away at Alfreton, and now they are back here at the M Group Stadium on a Tuesday night. Can history repeat itself? But they will have to be at their very best as they take on a Hereford team that need 3 points for their own. If you join us on BBC Sounds or National League TV, welcome. We are now underway. Wrexham then, Jack Stanley, is probably the best time to introduce my co-commentator. I'm all flustered as we get underway. Oxford City in their blue and white hoop shirts, blue shorts and blue socks, going from right to left, which I think the Hereford team have swapped around. Usually Oxford City like to shoot the other way in both halves, so they'll be going towards the Hereford fans in the second half, and Hereford in a change strip of what looks like purple or blue shirts, black shorts and yellow socks. But it's a perfect time to introduce my co-commentator for tonight, Jack Stanley. You'll know Oxford City well, but I'll pause because here come Oxford City looking for an option early on, and Tom Scott's clipped a cross in towards the box, but it's well dealt with by Amari Sterling-James as the first sort of, well, I wouldn't even say it's a half chance, opportunity to create a chance just goes by. But Jack, welcome, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
First of all, are you looking forward to this one? It should be a cracker.
Yeah, cheers Andrew, really looking forward to this one. Sure it'll be an absolute cracker. Hereford in good form, obviously Oxford City looking for a bit.
Oh, well, there's a chance here already.
Form, yeah, I'll just stop there.
And already, straight away, the referee, Mr. Jason Porter, is just a judge that, I don't know, maybe the ball came off a hand there or something like that.
Yeah, looked like handball. Hand wasn't in a natural position, so I think that's why he's given the free kick there.
A little bit harsh there, I thought, but to be fair, but from an Oxford City perspective, they won't complain. Hereford coming into the back of this. Well, it depends on how you look at it, really. On the back of their last 5, they beat Leamington and they were on the back of a decent unbeaten run after that game. But they've lost to South Shields, which is absolutely no disservice to them because South Shields are absolutely flying. They've drawn against Telford, lost again to High Flying Fylde, and they rather miraculously came back from 3-0 down on Saturday at Curzon Ashton to draw 3-3. And Omari Sterling-James hat-trick there, almost salvaging a point where many people at half-time looked as though it was going to go one way, and that was more goals towards Curzon Ashton. But I suppose if you're picking at the form, you could say that they haven't had a win in 4 games. But if you're Paul Caddis and you're an optimistic Hereford supporter or member of staff, then perhaps you're going into this game thinking, well, if we can get a win against Oxford City today, you probably think, well, losing by a good 1-goal margin to South Shields and AFC Fylde, who are both flying high at the top of the table, won't be the worst result in the world. But at the moment, this game started off in a little bit of a scrappy fashion. And just looking over to my right and seeing the trusty, hardcore supporters of Hereford, and they might have something to cheer here because they've got an opportunity, and it's a shot towards goal from Samuel Osborne, who, in the end, didn't trouble Sam Lewis with his shot.
Yeah, early sighter. It's a good effort. Could have done a bit better, but I think that was a simple one for the keeper to let go. Passes far post.
He's one to watch out for, Samuel Osborne, for Hereford. He certainly caught the eye against Curzon Ashton. I was speaking to the match sponsors from Saturday's game. They came early to the ground here today, but I'll pause. Well, actually, Josh Parker's just straight offside there. The match sponsors came to the ground here at Oxford City to check it out earlier, and they said that they voted for Sam Osborne as their man of the match on Saturday when they were 3-1 down, and then suddenly Omari Sterling-James completed his hat-trick, and then they seemed a little bit silly because they'd already given the man of the match to Sam Osborne, and then Omari Sterling-James was perhaps a little bit feeling deceived after he scored a hat-trick and somehow didn't get the official sponsors man of the match. Nevertheless, I think there's just been a little bit of a knock for the Oxford City defender and number 5, Chris Francis. The referee's just gone over to check if he's okay. He's back to his feet now, though, and we're back. We're just about to get back playing with this.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. I think he'll be okay.
We carry on here. Ball over the top. George Burrows, and he's just cut it out. And there's a throw-in, taken quickly over towards the Hereford striker and number 9, Ramey Campbell. For a minute there, it looked as though the ball was going to land to his feet inside the box, and didn't quite, but it was good, quick thinking from Hereford, who've slightly shaded the first 5 or so minutes of this game as we're still looking for the first clear-cut chance of the game. But it's the first chance for what looks as though it's going to be a long throw, which seems to be the norm at the moment. This one's going to be floated all the way into the box.
Massive part of the game at the moment, long throw-ins, as we've seen in the Premier League. See if this one comes to anything.
It's launched in towards the box, got a decent trajectory on it, it bounces out, and there'll be a chase to get it. Omari Sterling-James has got there, slams the shot, crossing towards the box, and it was a really good cross, to be fair, for Omari Sterling-James, the St Kitts and Nevis international, who's fired it across goal, and you just never know what body part it's going to hit off. It could ping off anything and go anywhere. Luckily for Oxford City, it's been defended just about. I'm not sure they knew too much about that, but the early sighter, or at least the closest we've got to a goal in the opening 5 minutes, has landed to the away side that look like they're in the mood to try and get on the ascendancy early on. But Chris Francis will look to steer Oxford City clear here as Josh Ashby goes down. That'll be a free
Brilliant.
kick.
That's brilliant from Josh Ashby, winning his side a foul in the defensive third. He's done that so well this season.
He was almost going nowhere, wasn't he there, Josh Ashby, but he's done well to win a foul. Ewan Clark, ball over the top, looking for an option. Janiro Mirage has just dispossessed Omari Sterling-James, though, and he's floated across in towards the back stick. That'll be nice and easy for Theo Richardson, who will deal with them all day long if he has to, as he clips the ball out of the air and plays the ball quickly forward. And this is a decent counter-attack here for Hereford, who will burst forward here. Still the ball getting stuck beneath the feet of both teams, and eventually it's stabbed underneath the number 25, Callum McFarlane, and to safety here from Oxford City with Burrows. Lewis slams the ball forward over the head of Josh Parker, who was in action yesterday in the Baller League, which is, if you've not heard of it, the Sky Sports YouTube new sort of Masters football, if you like. He scored a hat-trick for his team Vision FC, and had some famous YouTubers and that's talking about how good a player he is. I think Oxford City would like it if he shows that in the National League North this season as the ball floats through Chris Francis.
Hopefully that's given him a bit of confidence coming into this one. Hat-trick last night.
Don't know if you saw the third goal he scored last night, Jack, but it was something special. I would recommend actually going to watch that, even if it is a five-a-side football.
Yeah, I've seen bits. It looks very exciting. Is it the game changers they do?
Yeah, they do, but I don't watch it too much. I think my interest has peaked because of Josh Parker's involvement in that, but hopefully he's not too fatigued by that. You know, you never know what you're going to get, do you, with these players, like when they've just played high intensity 30 minutes, whatever, yesterday. But here's Charlie Wiggett. Beautiful ball over from Wiggett, and it's an even better head. You know what? It's gone out for a corner to Oxford City there. Brilliant ball from Wiggett, but I think that's good defending as well from the Hereford defender. That I'm not just trying to see who that is. I can't quite see the shirt. I think it's Sam Osborne, to be fair. I'm not quite sure if it is actually or not. I can't see the shirt, but he just tried to nod it back to Theo Richardson, but if he didn't head that ball, Jacob Roddy was in there.
It's a brilliant run from Jacob Roddy there. He's run from deep, and for me that just takes the pressure off the back line, gets us up the pitch, and we've got a corner from it. So hats off to Roddy there.
Well, there's already a few screams inside the box for the jostling, but Ewan Clark's gone over to the far side to take this corner for Oxford City. A few runners inside the box. Clark, in swinging ball, goes in. Oh, it's off the post! And it almost goes all the way in. Well, that would have been spectacular if it found the back of the net. Still Oxford City continue. Charlie Wiggett just flicks a header on.
How's your luck?
Theo Richardson. Well, wow, if that would have gone in, well, we talk about Sir David Beckham now being knighted today. That would have been something he'd been proud of with a whip on that. What an unbelievable corner that was from Ewan Clark. So close.
Yeah, wow. When your luck's out, your luck's out. On another day, that flies into the top corner and you're 1-0 up.
I doubt that was planned. I don't think that was the tactic to go, you know what, Ewan Clark, you're going to shoot from every corner. But nevertheless, it almost had that effect. No, but we continue here with this game at 0-0. Chances a little bit few and far between here, and a little bit speculative too. 0-0 as we approach the 10th minute, which we enter into now. There's been an early goal in our other local game at the Kassam. It's Oxford United 0, Stoke 1. Lewis Baker has got the goal there. If you want to listen to that one, it's live on BBC Radio Oxford on your digital radios on 95.2 FM. With Jerome and the team. We see Gary Rowett taking on his former employers at the Kassam, looking to build on that 2-2 draw at the weekend where they snatched a point against Millwall. Here though, National League North action here between Oxford City and Hereford. And Hereford starting to play the ball around the back here, and they're looking quite comfortable with it, and they'll play it forward here. Just in down the right is a few options, but they'll cut back to the goalkeeper Richardson, and Carl Hawkins is making a decent option on the right, but they decided to go back down the left. Maybe that's where they've identified the areas of weakness for Oxford City so far, as they'll have the ball here. They play it across the halfway line to Sam Osborne, who's instantly mobbed by a couple of City midfielders, but they've managed to work the ball over to the man mountain of Michael Parker before they move the ball over to this right side where Hawkins is waiting. Clark will press, and in the end they go back to Richardson, the goalkeeper, and there's a little bit of building up from the back before Richardson decides to go long. Flicked on, very well flicked on as well by the number 9 Campbell. Eventually Burrows is going to opt to be safe rather than sorry and smashes the ball down the field. Ewan Clark brings the ball down, but he'll battle with Sterling James, and he's won that. Mirage is there to help out, and he manages to recycle the ball to Josh Parker. In the end, Oxford City just about retain possession because Hereford are making it difficult in these early stages, and here's Ashby. He's turned his man too easily there. Ashby coming forward, he's got Mirage to his left, uses him, cross in towards the box, and Josh Parker goes towards the ball. Mirage just strayed offside there. Josh Ashby looked a little bit frustrated with that, but he is right. I don't think Janiro Mirage should be offside from that position. He's looking across the line, isn't he?
No, it's a cheap one. I think it's good play in the build-up from Ashby and Ewan Clark there. They should not be offside in that position, and now Hereford have the ball back. and we'll now have to defend again. So poor play from the winger there.
Well, Oxford City, one of a number of National League North full fixture list going on this evening. It's been some early goals as well. It's Kidderminster 1, Bedford 1, Macclesfield 0, Peterborough Sports 1, which means at the moment Oxford City have dropped to the bottom of the table, so they'll need to get some. In fact, no, they've not. Southport bottom of the table as the ball goes in, bounces. Campbell could turn here and shoot. No, he just drifted out wide. He does shoot across goal. Can they get a shot on a goal? No. And eventually George Burrows slices it. In fact, what I was meant to say about the Peterborough Sports results was that City perhaps more penned into the bottom four. Kidderminster 1, Bedford 1. Curzon Ashton beating Spennymoor by a goal to 0. Chorley 0, Alfreton 1. So scores towards the bottom four aren't going Oxford City's way at the moment. And as it stands, they are 6 points away from Chester that occupy that last safe spot in the league, which is quite remarkable that Chester are there.
It is, yeah, especially after last season. Had a remarkable season last year.
Well, here's a free kick for Hereford, smashed in towards the box by Amari Sterling-James. Josh Parker's the first person to head that ball, but they've worked it back to Cooper. And now here's Hudson, the captain today. Charlie Cooper. Still looking for an option here, Hereford, as they probe and start knocking at the door. Hawkins tries to drive forward towards the Hereford supporters. I never actually like it when the team I'm supporting changes the way they're shooting towards the fans in the away fans when I'm watching them away in the first half. As Burrows tries to nod the ball back to Sam Lewis, but in the end nods it behind for a Hereford corner.
Again, Andrew, that just shows the importance of a deep run from the wing, from the flank positions. It's got the team right at the pitch, and it's ultimately on a corner for them. So them deep runs really causing a problem for both sides in the early stages.
That's a bit lax. Well, if Hereford do score from this, there'll be a little bit of a complacency about the goal from an Oxford City perspective, but they've got some defending to do here. Oxford City, as two people suddenly rush to try and cut off a short corner, which is now no longer on. Ewan Clark stayed short though. Everyone inside the 6-yard box here. Another deep in swinging ball, floated in, headed towards goal. That wasn't actually as far away as it seemed there. I think it was Callum McFarlane who's headed that. Should have done a tad bit better.
No, that's a worry though for City. They need to start winning the first contacts, particularly on those long throws and corners.
Ball forward from Park. I think he might have just strayed offside there. No, the linesman flag stayed down and he wins a free kick, which is given rightly because he was onside. But it's now a chance for Oxford City here to put people forward. But I wonder if they're going to try and take this. Well, they're not ushering players forward, are they?
No, I feel like they need to settle this down a bit, start keeping the ball, get a few touches, get into the game and start stamping their authority on the game, because at the moment Hereford are the only team that really look like they caused any threat to either of the goals.
15 minutes gone, Oxford City 0, Hereford 0. You're listening live on BBC Sounds via BBC Radio Oxford. Oh, and there's a lax back pass, and that's going to be really lax, and there's a chance here for Hereford to take the lead, and they have somehow missed. Well, how on earth have Hereford not scored that? Sam Osborne has his heads in his hands. It's a sloppy back pass which is picked up by the Hereford attacker, and somehow Sam Osborne's shot has hit the inside of the post, rolled all the way across the byline, not gone in, and eventually Oxford City cleared for a corner. It should be 1-0 to Hereford, and Oxford City, well, that is a big let off. It's another corner to Hereford.
Huge let off that. Absolute calamity at the back. Not really sure what happened at 6th and 7's there. And for me, he's got to score.
Corner to Hereford. They'll look to try and assert the dominance with a goal here. Another in-swinger, headed away by an Oxford City head. It bounces away and he goes for the spectacular there, Charlie Cooper, who I think he saw my name in lights there, didn't he, and tried to do the old Paul Scholes versus Aston Villa where he volleys it home from the edge of the box. It would have taken something extremely special to have found the net there. Luckily for Sam Lewis, he sees that ball float away from his post, but I think Sam Osborne might just be thinking to himself now, how on earth he's not put Hereford ahead, and that is exactly what Oxford City did not need, a sloppy back pass, but they've got away with one there.
Yeah, just watching it back now, he's got to finish that. It's a simple angle really from him, from the angle behind, and the keeper's showing him a bit of the far post to put it in. and he just hasn't managed to do it.
Well, both teams struggling to keep hold of possession there, and that move has just ended with Janiro Mirage winning a throw-in down the line. I don't think Kyle Hawkins was very happy with Janiro Mirage giving him a little bit of a push, but it did go off him, and it will be a throw-in. Here's Josh Parker into Ashby. He's just outside the box here, but he's got no one in real support here. Just Parker's dropping deep for the ball. So is Ashby. Just playing neat little intricate football here, Oxford City, but they've been forced back. It's good shape from Hereford, but slightly frustrating from an Oxford City perspective. Burrows just takes the touch ahead of him and has a chance to burst forward. He's got a little bit of grass to run into now. He'll keep coming forward. Still going forward, Burrows. Still going into the box. Can he find the cross? Has he won a corner? No, it still goes in. And in the end, Theo Richardson claims the ball. But that was brilliant from George Burrows. Just bursting forward. The Hereford players just backed off and backed off and backed off. And George Burrows went, OK, then I'm just going to keep running. And in the end, I think he tried to win a corner, but it's just stayed in. We'll come to you in a minute, Jack, because here come Hereford again, and they've skipped past one, skipped past two. Chance for Sam Osborne now. Will he score now?
Oh,
he's missed
word.
again. Well, Sam Osborne looks like a man who means business today until he gets into the box, because he's just flashed another brilliant chance wide. To be fair, that one was a little bit harder than the first one, but from our angle in the press box, if you don't know where it is, we're right behind that shot. He really should be finding the net, and again, just too quick, too powerful and too direct for the Oxford City defence to handle him there.
Well, what a run that is. He's just absolutely danced through the Oxford City midfield there. Again, he's got to do better, but what a run.
Here's Ewan Clark now. Crosses in towards the box. This is better from Oxford City, taken down by Tom Scott. He's got his back towards goal though, he's being held, he needs support, and eventually it's stabbed away from Hereford's defence. But City still have the ball in the final third. Ashby to Clark, just building up here. Clark trying to get the ball onto his right foot. A little bit of too heavy a touch. I think he was just trying to set himself up for the shot there. And it's eventually cleared down the line. And much better from Oxford City there as George Burrows nods the ball back to Sam Lewis. A little bit... Well, I think Ross Jenkins will be extremely disappointed with the way that not just once but twice Sam Osborne, the Hereford midfielder, has found it all too easy to burst through on goal. They've been let off not once but twice in these early stages of the game, and Hereford on another day could be 2-0 up. But Oxford City have also hit the post through a corner from Ewan Clark, so it's been a little bit of a end-to-end half here, but you can't argue that the team in the ascendancy at the moment has been the visitors, who are desperate for 3 points. I think Paul Caddis has been feeling a little bit of pressure going into this game. Obviously Hereford and the size of the club will be hoping for a playoff spot finish, and at the moment they aren't in that position. They are dwindling in 17th. If they can win today, they'll go up to about mid-table.
What a career he had, by the way, Paul Caddis. Swindon Town legend.
Formerly of Swindon and Birmingham, scored the goal to keep Birmingham City up on the final day of the championship season away at Bolton, famously. He was under pressure last season when the two teams met around this stage of the season at Edgar Street. Oxford City won 2-0 on that game, but I remember there was a lot of Hereford fans that were unhappy, and then miraculously they just started to string a bit of form together and go on a playoff push. In fact, they were right in the midst of that when they came here at the end of last season. Again, City just failing to clear the ball here. Mirage has done well.
Superb.
He's just stood up to Amari Sterling-James and comes away with that ball. And he has green grass to run into. Stretches his legs. He's got Parker drifting out to the left. Uses him. Can City counter here? Parker, ball in towards the box. Flicked on by Scott and nodded in. But it won't count. The flag's up. Jacob Roddy straight away runs towards the offside flag. And he's adamant that he was onside. Well... we won't know until we see the replay, but Oxford City have had the ball in the net. It's offside.
I'm not sure one bit there. For me, he came from a deep position, as he's been doing all game. Whether it got a touch off the Tom Scott, I'm not sure, but if it came from the ball from Parker, he was onside. So we'll have to have a look at that in the replay.
Well,
positive from City, though.
Well, City have had contentious decisions this season pretty much throughout, so I really hope that the linesman on that side, Richard Cutts, has got that right. He was right in front of it, to be fair. But again, an end-to-end game, and there's a throw-in up the other end of the pitch here for Hereford. And they will look to launch this into the box. you have to say the flag was up extremely quickly.
Yeah, he looked confident with the decision.
But again,
here comes another long throw though.
Another long throw, and it has caused Oxford City problems in the past. Will it cause them problems now as the throw in is launched in towards the box, headed away towards the edge of the area? There's Cooper again. He's shot this time low and blocked, and away by the City defence. Jack Stanley again. City having to do some defending now again after those chances.
Well, thank God Paul Scholes isn't on the pitch, because that would be 2-0.
Yeah, not quite Paul Scholes there.
But it said it automatically. I put it on automated, so it does it automatically, and it's given it a goal.
So it is, there's a few scores that have given Oxford City as given Oxford City the lead here. I'm laughing because the Oxford City app, Foot Mob and all that lot have given Oxford City as the lead, but it isn't 1-0. I can guarantee you it is 0-0. That Jacob Roddy goal was definitely offside, or given as offside. Never know though, they might just try and nudge ahead here, as Jacob Roddy again is the man in the action there. I think the data people might want to change that quickly. It would be nice if Oxford City were 1-0 up though, but and there you go, there's the correction. Oxford City 0, Hereford 0. But it's been an entertaining start to this game, Jack.
Yeah, very, very entertaining start to the game. I think Hereford are really showing their quality, but I think City are more than a match for them at the moment, having a few chances at both ends.
At the moment, every time Hereford come forward, they look like they're going to cause City a whole load of problems, and they might do it through this man again. He's had two chances and he's come close, but this time he's unselfish and plays it over to Amari Sterling-James. Brilliant ball over to the back stick. Still in play. Oh no, has he gone off for a goal kick, or was he offside? It's a goal kick.
The Hereford number 7's causing real issues here.
Well, it would have been something special for him to score from there, but I think he's just tried to nudge it back into the box. But you're talking about the number 7, Sam Osborne there. He has been on flames basically to start this game. There have been a few more goals in National League North though, and there has been a goal for Southport. I got it wrong before. It's right now. So Oxford City are now bottom of National League North and need some results here at the moment to get them off that position. Free kick given now against Oxford City and to Hereford. This time it's the number 20, Charlie Cooper, that goes down. Free kick again, another option for the big men from the back to go up and attack this. Well, again, City just keeping the line on the edge of the of the D, really.
Very high line.
Headed out. Here's Mafuta. Over to the left. Again, they're just looking for a cross or shooting opportunity, and they've gone for the shot, and that was almost spectacular. Sam Lewis was at full stretch, and I don't know whether that was a cross or a shot from Michael Parker, but there was something for certain, and that's that it troubled Sam Lewis. Luckily, it's gone just wide of the goal.
Thought it was in.
Well, I'm just having a look at some of the pitch side comments I've got from some Oxford City staff, and they don't think that was offside. Again, we'll have to watch it back. We don't have the beauty of a replay for that incident there, and there's a free kick given as Josh Parker was pulled back. Now, we just said a few minutes before, every time Hereford go forward they look dangerous, but as soon as they do go forward and don't score, Oxford City are getting it at the other end of the field and they're looking dangerous on the counter. It's an intriguing counter.
It's only going to boost confidence though. The more threat that comes on the goal, if it doesn't go in the back of the net, that's all that matters. And City will grow in confidence and they'll feel like they can get a breakthrough in this game, because they do look dangerous.
Halfway through the first half, Oxford City 0, Hereford 0. Still nothing separates the sides, despite Samuel Osborne missing 2 gilt edge opportunities for Hereford, and Oxford City hitting the post for Ewan Clark and having a goal, we don't know whether rightly or wrongly yet, disallowed for offside from Jacob Roddy. Still 0-0 and all to play for here. Free kick now. There's no real options here for a short option, despite Ewan Clark trying to show. Ashby, both arms in the air, clips one in. Charlie Wiggett tries to head it, goes back out to Tom Scott, it deflects, and Mafuta. Well, it's a good job Mafuta was there because he's blocked it, and straight away it's up the other end of the pitch. McFarlane turns he's back towards goal and then back again, and he's invited his teammate into play. They're moving the ball really well here, Hereford, and they have it here with Ramey Campbell, the striker. Again out to the in-form man, Sam Osborne, but he's just had a little lapse in concentration there, and Latrell Humphrey-Hughes has nicked the ball off his feet. And again it's through, and now Josh Parker might be in. He sprints for the ball alongside Matt Preston, but Preston gets there first. Is that going to be a corner? Throw in.
Done well.
Well, Josh Parker instantly goes and picks up the ball straight away to try and take a quick throw in. There's no one that's managed to keep up with either Matt Preston or Josh Parker there. And it'll be just a little bit of time till we see this throw in taken from City.
But that's what you want from Parker. You want him getting us up the pitch, using his strength well, winning throw-ins, winning free kicks.
Clark turns, needs an option. He's got Ashby and Parker both on. Now Parker's definitely onside.
No, I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I'm not sure how Parker could be offside there, because it looked like he was stood in front of Matt Preston.
I'm not sure again, Andrew. I'm not sure how he can really flag there. Not sure how he can see it, particularly when he's on the other side of him.
He has done though, and it's a let off Hereford, because again Oxford City have got the ball in a dangerous area in the final third, not quite been able to create a chance. Goals still going in National League North. 1-1 between Telford and Merthyr. Darlington are now 1-1 against Worksop. And also we've got the Champions League games going on today. Arsenal beating Slavia Prague 3-0 in the early game. Tottenham and Liverpool. Liverpool versus Real Madrid, the other Champions League clash with an English team. And Tottenham 0-0 against Copenhagen in the Championship. There's also games going on, but we'll pause because here come Hereford. Mafuta, the former Solihull man, scored against Oxford City in the Hoops' solitary National League season. Certainly one that has experience higher up the pyramid. Humphrey-Hughes. Clark just sets it to Scott, takes a little bit of a heavy touch, but then he's invited Jacob Roddy to run down the right. Can he find an option here? Brilliant cross from Roddy. Josh Parker just chucks his body at it, but I think he just chucked his body ahead of the ball, and eventually it hits him and goes out for a goal kick.
Outstanding again from Jacob Roddy there, down the right. Really suits that right-hand side position, actually, since he's been playing there.
He has been, hasn't he? It's an intriguing one, because Jacob Roddy is very strongly left-footed, and he's a left wing-back for Oxford City, so it's quite remarkable that over the last 3 games that he's been playing on the complete opposite end of the pitch, he's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been superb. The last 3 or 4 games, he's been absolutely outstanding.
But as it stands, it's a little bit of a cagey opening to this game. Again, the ball bounces and it's been allowed to pick up. Chris Francis just does well to retreat and win the ball back. When again, it looked as though Hereford were about to burst in on goal. Ashby, ball forward. Parker takes the ball down. He's only got Clark in support. Tom Scott's now making a busting run in front of him. He's just got that ball back though, as the ball again rather lazily rolls around in the midfield. Mirage, he needs an option here. Cuts inside, because that's all he can do. And it's a good idea from Mirage, but I don't think it was met by Ashby's run or Parker. He just kind of played it into an area, and the area was where he expected a run that never came.
Yeah, like Roddy, Mirage has been brilliant as well on the left. I think since the formation's changed, going to 3 at the back with wing-backs, I think both wing-backs have really excelled.
Well, City is starting to win those balls in the middle of the park now, especially through Latrell Humphrey-Hughes, who stabbed the ball through to Ewan Clark, and he'll burst forward here. He'll drive through the middle of the pitch. He's got Roddy outright on the right, uses him. He's got a bit of space here, Roddy. Gets it onto his stronger left foot, and it's too strong a cross. He'll go out for a goal kick.
Commentator's curse?
Exactly. It literally is a commentator's curse, isn't it? Another goal in our local game at the Kassam. It's now Oxford United 0, Stoke City 2. How about this for a blast from the past? Stephen Nzonzi scoring for Stoke, 2-0 there. And again, Oxford United are going to have to turn it around like they did on Saturday. That's on 95.2 FM on BBC Radio Oxford with Jerome and the team. If you want to listen to that one here on BBC Sounds, there's 15 minutes to go until half time here. Oxford City 0, Hereford 0. We've had a half with no goals where there should really have been probably 2 or 3.
Yeah, surprising that it's still goalless going into half an hour mark. Both goals been under threat. Here's another chance perhaps.
Here's Osborne, appeals for handball. He goes for the spectacular. Has he won a corner? No, goal kick. Well, I thought that took a little nick off an Oxford City player, but neither of the City defenders are complaining, and Osborne isn't sure how he's not been Well, he's not complaining, is he, about that? So I'm probably just making that up because I thought it did take a nick. Maybe he's just got that really wrong. If you're not seeing the commentary position at the M Group Stadium, we are quite low. If you are watching on National League TV, you've probably got a better view than us, and you probably sat at home thinking, what on earth are you talking about? And I think we're going to get the first yellow card of the game here, and it's going to go to Matt Preston. He's just stopped, again, another little niggly foul in the middle of the pitch. And I think the referee's just going to try and crack down on it. But it's dangerous territory for referees, this, and Jason Porter, because that just happens all game long. And if, we're commentating for BBC Radio Oxford, but, you're a defender, Jack, and, if you're getting booked for that, especially this early on, are you going to get a bit frustrated? Because then you'll be calling for everyone to get booked for any little challenge. Yeah,
surprising one that. Parker's facing away from goal. Wasn't getting away from the defender. Perhaps there's a tug on the shirt, I'm not sure, but for me that's not a booking.
Maybe Matt Preston just a little bit too hasty in making his challenge, but nevertheless Oxford City have a free kick and a chance to build from the back here as they go short to Burrows. Clipped forward again, touched down by Hudson, the captain, plays it inside, but I don't think he realised Jacob Roddy was there, so it's an opportunity to press, and Richardson blasts the ball down. But again, Hereford, by hook or by crook, playing through the Oxford City press, and again Burrows beaten. He's won that ball there, has he? Still going forward though, no free kick given. Again Hereford trying to play through a wall of blue and white hoop shirts and nothing given. George Burrows doing well to retreat there and get back and win the ball.
Started well, Burrows, down that right hand side. Other than that early mistake where he nearly gave the goal away, other than that, he's been one of City's standout players in this first half. I think the Hereford tactic needs to be give the ball to Sam Osborne and play him through if they can. The other person that's trying to make a little bit of an impact is the guy who scored a hat-trick on Saturday, Amari Sterling-James. Local lad, Amari Sterling-James from Oxford. He actually will have both positive and negative memories of coming to the M Group Stadium. Remember him getting sent off here for Ebbsfleet United in a 1-0 defeat for Ebbsfleet when they played Oxford City. But then last season, there's a chance here, and Ashby's picked the ball. Chance! Ashby! And it had taken something special to have beaten Richardson there. A really sloppy back pass this time from Hereford, which Ashby latches onto. But Theo Richardson, the Hereford shot stopper, in all fairness, has done well just to usher Ashby wide and close the angle down. And Ashby on his weaker left foot couldn't quite find the target there. Tight angle, weak foot, but I still put my house on him there. 2 games, 2 goals. The lad's got quality, and I really backed him to finish that off. He is the informed man for Oxford City at the moment, as you said, 2-2 for Josh Ashby. Here come Hereford. Again, looking to edge ahead in what's been an even contest now, despite their early shading of the game. Amari Sterling-James, decent whip in, headed out to Wiggett, and the space here. He's just not touched the ball down quite well enough there, Osborne, but he'll have another stab at driving forward. Back to Parker. Good ball, and he's picked out Osborne. Osborne cuts it back. Chance, can they shoot? They can, but it goes wide. Over the bar, over the stand. Again, Oxford City can breathe a sigh of relief. But again, it is Sam Osborne that's finding those pockets of space and causing Oxford City all sorts of problems. What a game, by the way, Andrew. It's been one of the more entertaining 0-0s. I think the only thing it needs is a goal at the moment. Sam Lewis blasts the ball down into the evening sky. 10 minutes to go until we have the half-time whistle here. Oxford City 0, Hereford 0 in National League North. 2 teams desperately in search of 3 points. Oxford City without a win in 2 months. It's quite incredible the run they've been on lately. Some games have been poor, some games have been unlucky, and some games have just been damn crazy that they've not been able to get the win with the chances that they've had. But they haven't won any games since the beginning of September, which is the be-all and end-all and the thing they have to change. But at the moment, Jack Stanley, as Hereford are awarded a free kick probably about midway through the half. And he's booked him again, Andrew. The point you were just saying, he's booked him. Yeah, well, for me, something that should not be a booking in this day and age. Well, it's George Burrows. Well, we did say about the referee at least being consistent, but he has been consistent there. George Burrows has been booked. And that's his 5th booking of the season, which means there's being consistent, and there's being consistent in the right way. And for me,
Well, he's made a rub for his own back, because if he's booking players for this in the second half when there's tactical fouls going in here, there and everywhere, he's going to be dishing out a red card maybe.
Yeah, strange one, but all refs have their own ways. So.
Well, they have to get on with it, both of these teams. I don't think either of them would be happy. Hereford will be in this. It was definitely a foul. Just don't think it was a booking.
Oh no, yeah, it's a foul. 100% it's a foul, but I just think it's quite cheap to be a yellow card.
Well, here we go. Now, Amari Sterling-James has got the option here. He'll cross it in. It's a decent ball, and there's Matt Preston unmarked at the back stick. He's headed it back in towards the box. It's going to be a corner. I think that shot has just taken a nick off Josh Ashby there, but it'll be a corner. I think Josh Parker's just having a word with Jason Porter, the referee, to say that was a goal kick, but Jason Porter's just, making sure that Parker knows that he didn't see it that way. Well, City have just got to get on with it here. And right in front of the travelling 250 or so Hereford fans, Amari Sterling-James fires in a cross. It's headed in towards the box. It's stabbed at, hit someone in the box. Again, slammed towards goal. It takes a nick off someone. Another corner. Kyle Hawkins happy just to leave that to go out behind. City having to deal with some late pressure here. And the Hereford fans behind that goal have had their cue to get behind their team. The fans in full voice now as we come to the end of this first half. Well, a couple of occasions this ball has gone all the way to the back stick, and Oxford City have, by hook or by crook, had the ball slammed against someone and cleared. And here's Amari Sterling-James, who has had some brilliant deliveries into the ball, into the box so far this evening. He'll have another chance to do that. Again, floats one in, this time in towards the middle of the park. Again, two teams heading towards that, and eventually the ball bounces into the grasp of Sam Lewis, who will more than happily just take a few minutes or seconds with this. There is that 8-second rule. He does roll the ball out.
Just needs to settle it down, I think. City riding their luck a little bit at the moment. Just need to keep the ball for a bit, get it up the other end.
Ashby driving forward there to no option. So City just playing the ball around the back here. Scott again playing through them, and here's Mafuta. Chance again, they've played through, and now here's a chance, and there's a good shot. And that's the first save that Sam Lewis has really had to make, and it's the first shot Ramey Campbell's had. And it was a fierce one. Again, straight at Sam Lewis there. Perhaps he should have done a little bit better, but it's a shot, and he certainly made the goalkeeper work. Francis clips the ball into the left-hand channel for Janiro Mirage to chase. But again, it's good play from Matt Preston to run back, just get in the way of Janiro Mirage and just allow Theo Richardson to collect. Still 0-0. But again, another chance for Hereford, who are finishing this half strongly. Again, the ball played through the centre, this time picked up from Chris Francis. It's been a little bit of a shaky half from both teams as well. A few lapses in the back have led to a couple of chances that really probably should have been converted. In terms of finishing, it's been a poor game, hasn't it? But in terms of creating chances, it's not been.
Erratic is the word that comes to mind in front of goal.
Just need that little bit of composure, don't you? But that's probably the attribute that gets you into the higher leagues, and that's why we're probably commentating on National League North action.
One point I would make is the new 8-second rule with the goalkeeper. I think it's making this a better game than it would be. A few times keepers have had the ball in their hand, and I think with City they were probably in the past just hit the deck and spend a bit of time on the floor trying to take the pressure off.
Well, they have. Well, I did see the 8-second rule, or whatever you want to call it, actually enforced for the first time on Saturday. I was quite surprised. And it's a corner, and at the end of the day, Oxford City and Sam Lewis will not want to give Hereford a corner because they have looked dangerous so far this evening from corners.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan.
Again, throwing down the line this way from City. Again, rebuffed by the Hereford defence, and Charlie Wiggett has managed to. Well, Paul Caddy tried to take that throw in himself there to try and get his team to go forward straight away there, and in the end he had to wait for one of his team to go and pick up the ball. Chance here, going forward. Again goes out to a goal kick here. We have entered the last 5 minutes of this half as the ball plays to Wiggett. Comes out, he needs to hit it long. But again, that pass is intercepted by Michael Parker. But again, a battle in the midfield has allowed possession to turn over again. And now here's Parker, bundles over his man. I don't think there was a foul in there. The referee seemed to agree, but it doesn't matter anyway from a Hereford perspective because Richardson has the ball again. Hawkins now over to Amari Sterling-James. Okay, poor game in terms of finishing, but you'd imagine the way that this half's gone, there's going to be a goal just around the corner. Can either side edge ahead just before the break? It would be, well, it would change the team talks of both managers, I think, going into the interval. Humphrey Ewers intercepts the ball, plays it forward to Ashby, straight away lays it off to Parker. A few players going down, the referee unmoved. Roddy, Latrell Humphrey Ewers, it's a decent ball to Clark. Can he find the cross? He can cross it in, and Tom Scott's won the header. Bounces around, it's headed out by Mafuta. In the end, it's a clearance that's free for Hudson. And here is Osborne, who turns one way and then the other. That time, Latrell Humphrey Ewers is back, marshalling him. Again, ball forward. Ramay Campbell doing well to hold up the ball in this. Oh, and there's two challenges that have gone in there. Right in front of the Hereford bench. We can hear the cries from over here in the press box on the other side of the pitch. I think that is Jacob Roddy that's gone down. The free kick's been given to Hereford. And there's a few murmurings here that, you know, George Burrows over in that vicinity of the pitch. And he's got to be careful because he has been booked in this game. Will Jacob Roddy receive a booking for that? No, the ref, Roddy's just showing his protest to the ref. They've taken the free kick quickly though, and here comes Parker, crossed in, headed out. Clarkson there first for Oxford City, plays it back to Roddy, but his body shape is in the wrong position and they'll have to play their way out here. Humphrey Ewers, but they have played their way out, and that's brilliant football from Oxford City. Scott, Parker gets in front of his man, goes down. Hudson, nothing given again from the referee. Can't be too many minutes added on to this first half. Sterling-James. Again, Amari Sterling-James on the end of a heavy challenge, but it's fair. Francis Mirage. Francis again, he needs to hit this long, which he does. And then Josh Parker will get into a foot race, and Josh Parker could get there, and Parker's in for Oxford City, bearing down on goal, goes down, and that's going to be a free kick, and that could be a big decision. He's given well, that's got to be a red card, surely. Well, Parker is on the way in, and it's a yellow card, it's a second yellow card, and Hereford are down to 10 men. Matt Preston has been given an early bath, and the only thing I would say about Matt Preston there, he's lucky that the referee gave him the mercy of a second yellow card, because it should have been a straight red. Josh Parker was bearing down on goal. To be fair for Matt Preston, he had no option but to bring Josh Parker down. He's very lucky that wasn't a straight red card, but Hereford are down to 10 men, and Matt Preston has been given an early bath just before the break. And it's a free kick for Oxford City. Now, this is just like Leamington, isn't it? I'm not quite sure how that isn't a straight red card. I think the referee, Jason Porter, simply took pity on Matt Preston, saw he was on a yellow. That's the only thing I can think about. But I thought he should have been given an early bath straight away. Well, it's a free kick now, and Josh Ashby has plonked the ball right on the edge of the area. Well, Oxford City, it's just like Leamington. Just like Leamington. Just like Leamington, where the opponents for Oxford City had a man sent off. City missed that free kick, but it's right in Josh Ashby territory. It's a 4-man war for Hereford, and that might have just changed the team talk for Paul Caddis. This might do it further still. It's now a 5-man war for Hereford. Ashby steps up, round the wall, and into the back of the net! And Oxford City take the lead through Captain Fantastic. It's 3-3 for Josh Ashby, and Oxford City, on the stroke of half-time, take the lead, Jack Stanley, and perhaps that is exactly what they deserved after that foul on Josh Parker bursting through.
Brilliant. You just knew that was going to be a threat as Josh came in to strike that with his right foot, and what a finish into the far corner. And City, for me, have deserved that. They've rode the storm. and 1-0 City.
Brilliant free kick from Josh Ashby. It all looked like he was going to try and bend it over the wall. And in the end, he's gone, no, I'm going to put it down the other way. And he's bent it into the bottom corner. And all of a sudden, a game where you probably had to say Hereford was shading after the first half has flipped completely on its head. And Oxford City are now a goal and a man up.
3-3 for the skipper.
And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, what an unbelievable ending we've had to this half. It's been a half full of chances, but Oxford City lead at the break due to that Josh Ashby free kick just a few seconds ago. And the Hereford fans don't seem too happy with that. Paul Caddis is going straight over to the referee here. I don't think there can be any complaints about that. But at the break here at the M Group Stadium, Oxford City lead by 1-0. And we'll see you in 15 minutes. Wow, what a breathless first half and what an absolute breathless last few minutes. Back over to the Kassam.
The quality around him, and United looked rattled. Kieran Brown giving away a foul, and generally every time Stoke came forward, and they always came forward with a little bit of pace, and usually down the flanks, United looked vulnerable.
Let me know what you think. 81333. Start your text with the word Oxford at BBC Oxford Sport if you're getting involved on X, on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Oxford at the top of your message. You can send us a WhatsApp voice note that way as well. 08000 321 333. Starting your message Oxford. And we do have Wasn't It the Game till 10:30 tonight. 0808 100 9100 to have your say. Half time at the Kassam Stadium. Oxford United 0, Stoke City 2.
Your team, always live with our team.
Bedlam at the Kassam Stadium, and Oxford United dance with delight.
Bringing Oxford United fans together.
History to be made.
Such a joyous season for Oxford United.
BBC Radio Oxford Sport, the official broadcast partner of Oxford United.
So this is BBC Radio Oxford Sport on a Tuesday night, and as Nick Harris has been saying, Oxford United haven't lost by more than 1 goal so far this season in the Championship. That is under big threat tonight because Stoke have got Oxford United exactly where they want them at half-time.
And Stoke can break dangerously. Manhoff on the charge. He's got players left and right. Baker available, and so too he goes left instead. Shot comes in, it's saved, breaks to Baker, it's 1-0. No flag. And from Oxford United's own long throw, the visitors are in front.
And Zonzi will take this for Stoke City into the penalty area and into the back of Oxford's net. And Zonzi arrives. Decent corner, not for the first time. Exquisite contact that left Oxford United's goalkeeper Jamie Cumming with no chance whatsoever. Oxford are being put to the sword by Stoke at the moment. It's Oxford 0, Stoke 2. So that's what's happening at the Kassam Stadium in our radio commentary. On BBC Sounds, Oxford City are in desperate need of a win. And at half-time, they might be starting to think that it could come tonight.
Ashby steps up, round the wall and into the back of the net, and Oxford City take the lead through Captain Fantastic. It's 3-3 for Josh Ashby, and Oxford City on the stroke of half-time take the lead, Jack Stanley, and perhaps that is exactly what they deserved after that foul on Josh Parker bursting through.
Yeah, so the goal isn't the full story, is it, Andy Gate?
Absolutely not. It's almost deja vu for Oxford City from the Leamington game, because we've had a fantastic half here, but all the highlights will go on the last minute or so of that game. Josh Parker bursting through on goal. Matt Preston, the Hereford centre-half, brought him down as he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper Theo Richardson. He was already on a yellow, thankfully, because the referee somehow didn't give him a straight red. It was a second yellow. Nevertheless, it's the same result for Matt Preston. Early bath. The free kick given to Oxford City right on the edge of the area. Josh Ashby territory, if you like, and just as it looked like he was going to try and curl it over the wall, he's curled it round the opposite side and beaten Theo Richardson at his near post. The only thing that Oxford City will be disappointed about is the whole of the bottom three are winning in National League North, so apart from that though, they need to focus on themselves here, but they're a goal up and a man up to the break.
Cheers, Andy, thank you very much indeed. Second half commentary on BBC Sounds of that one. Champions League 8 o'clock kickoffs, Real Madrid 0-0 at Anfield against Liverpool. Spurs playing Copenhagen. John Southall's watching.
Tottenham have the lead. Tottenham 1, Copenhagen 0. Brennan Johnson back in the side on the right hand side. The keeper came out, misjudged it. Johnson skipped round him and tucked it in. Tottenham 1, Copenhagen 0.
Bayern Munich 2-0 up at Paris Saint-Germain is the latest score earlier. Arsenal 3-0 winners at Slavia Prague. Let's go to the Championship then. You know that Oxford United are 2-0 down here in this game tonight against Stoke City. Stoke playing Coventry at the weekend, and they'll have an eye on maybe reeling them in, because there's a surprise in the Coventry City Sheffield United game.
Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. Sam McCullum against his old side, flick on from a corner, and there he was to stab home. Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1.
They are still playing in the first half of that game. That was Sammy Redvan-Sula with the report. They are still playing Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. That is an 8 o'clock kickoff. The other scores in the Championship at half-time. Birmingham 2, Millwall 0. Bristol City 0, Blackburn 1. Bristol City injury ravaged. Blackburn, who have had a decent result against Leicester in the last week, have now got themselves a goal up at Bristol City. Charlton 0, West Brom 0. United at West Brom at the weekend. Derby 1, Hull 0. Carlton Morris. Ipswich 1, Watford 1. Luso with a goal for Watford after 16 minutes, but the lead lasted only 5. Philogene with the equaliser. Leicester 1, Middlesbrough 0 after their great start to the season. Middlesbrough under Rob Edwards just faltering a little bit. He's been linked with jobs elsewhere. Leicester 1, Middlesbrough 0. And in League 1 game tonight, Rotherham 0, Burton Albion 0. 81333, start your text with the word Oxford at BBC Oxford Sport for your messages on X. Mr. Nosy Bonk is not happy. Slow, clueless, negative. No, not me. That was shambolic, he says. We don't look awful, says Pete. They're just better than us. If we put away our chances like we did, we're level. That's the difference in quality. Manuel says that's an awful first half for us, but let's focus on the second. We can still do it. 3:30 a.m. watching live in Thailand, says Lee. Having to endure BBC Stoke. For the love of all that's holy, we needed a much more improved second half and drown out them. Thompson and Terry, a tough half against a well-organised side. We must up the energy to win the second ball after the break, is the message there. You can add to this 81333. Start your text with the word Oxford on WhatsApp 08000 321 333 with Oxford at the top of your message. Big word you've used in recent games about our opponents is confidence, says Cutslow Yellow. We are lightweight in crunch challenge and we are wasteful yet again. They are solid down the centre. It's pick and mix for them down the flanks. Not out of it yet. The next goal is a marker one way or another. Not relying on a worldie, but never say never. It is roller coaster Oxford. Plaheta's having a better game. Maybe playing a left-footed left winger is better than one on the right. It's taken Rowett a year to work that out. Richard says, make no bones about it, Stoke are a good side, but we've given the ball away far too easily. No signs of improvement in pretty much every position. I think that's right about Oxford giving the ball away, but the press from Stoke is ridiculous. As Nick says, complete copycat of Saturday's goal. We didn't learn. Another 2-2 coming up though, says Melbourne Adam. The fans need to give the team a break. Stoke are third, a squad double the value of ours. We're playing quite well. We're just missing the finishing touch and flair in the final third. Stoke leading without much effort though, says Ensham John, and showing us where we could be with a consistent finisher. Is it that Stoke are good, or are we poor? Probably a bit of both, says Andy's Barbers. We should have been one up after a few minutes, the Craig Lee chance. The next goal vital in this game. Shemi on the right, Mills off and Prelets on the left at half-time. Shemi is wasted on the left, says Graham, disagreeing with some of the earlier messages that we have been getting. So what do you think? 81333. Start your message with the word Oxford. If you're getting involved on WhatsApp 08000 321 333 with Oxford at the top of your message. 81333. Start your text Oxford, as I say. And wasn't it the game follows from 9:40 tonight. 0808 100 9100 to have your voice on air as we go through to 10:30. Thank you for being with us at BBC Radio Oxford Sport. Oxford United's women's captain has launched a charity to empower underrepresented women to access sport. personal experiences behind the idea. Beat the Block has just been launched by the EU skipper Naomi Beddoe, and she's been speaking to Sophie Law on our breakfast show.
Beat the Block founded to support and empower young underrepresented women and girls to self-actualise through exposure, education and sport, based on my own personal experiences. So within Beat the Block, we try to identify internal and external blocks that will stop girls from accessing sport. That might be, lack of self-belief, lack of belonging, internalised stereotypes, and then the external blocks are like financial constraints, limited opportunities and structural inequalities. So yeah, that's kind of the premise of it.
And if you've been on socials and you followed Emma, you follow Oxford United Women, you might have seen this gorgeous video which it features you as a younger kid. What was your own personal experience? Presumably you didn't just swan into being women's captain of the U's.
So I suppose the main thing that sticks out to me is when I was about 16 years old, I had the opportunity to play at an academy, but it was 2 hours away from my house, and it was kind of the closest opportunity at that level. And it was very unrealistic, I thought, for my parents to try and take me or find ways to make it work, but they did. And I was very fortunate to have them. And without that exposure to being in an academy and training at that level, I wouldn't be a professional footballer now. So I feel very passionate about, that I could have almost missed out on an opportunity. And there's other girls in the same position as me who wouldn't have been able to do that. So yeah, that's kind of my experience.
And in terms of using your position, your privilege, if you will, to help other people, how important is that to you, Naomi?
Yeah, it's massive. Like I said, I feel really, really passionate about supporting other young girls. Just, like I said, I could have easily not be a professional footballer, which, I've put in real hard work over the years, and still, if I didn't have that exposure, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I just want to make it visible that women can play sport, but also trying to empower them to get over and dismantle these barriers.
Brilliant to hear that from Naomi Beddoe. Oxford United's women back in action on Sunday. Still looking for a new manager. That process could take a couple of weeks after Sam Rose left the club. Plymouth Argyle in the National League Cup is the destination next Sunday for Oxford United's women. Oxford United's men about to get the second half underway against Stoke. A lot of work to do. They're 2-0 down. Oxford City continues on BBC Sounds on the radio. Oxford United against Stoke is back next.
Every kick, tackle and goal.
And Parker cuts inside. Parker's in here. And City have made it 4-0.
All the action is just moments away.
And it's been taken. All the goals running in.
Banbury United, champions of the Southern League, Premier Division Central.
And we are underway.
This is BBC Radio Oxford Sport.
There's more to this place than meets the eye.
Secret Oxfordshire.
The quirky.
Have you heard about the pyramid in Wheatley?
The forgotten.
The fact that it's in the middle of the woods just immediately leads you to reflection.
The undiscovered.
His own factory, they had their normal camouflage netting with bits of tree in it, but they left the dummy factory open.
The hidden past.
The myths.
The legends.
The secrets.
The places you never knew existed.
The stories you thought couldn't be true.
Secret Oxfordshire.
Listen now on BBC Sounds.
On BBC iPlayer.
These dastardly traitors.
19 celebrities entered the Traitors' Castle.
I am a favourite.
I am! But now, only 5 remain.
It's so close to the wire now.
I do feel changed by it.
I'm scared. Everyone's so vigilant.
It all comes down to this.
I can try and pull the rug from under their feet. Sorry, traitors. I'm coming for you.
The Celebrity Traitors Final. Thursday night at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
You're listening to BBC Sounds on BBC Radio Oxford. We will be with you shortly for Oxford City's game against Hereford. And like the Traitors final, it has been tense. City ending the half on top after Hereford's Matt Jenkins getting sent off. And Josh Aspey doing what Josh Ashby does.
Ashby steps up, round the wall, and into the back of the net. And Oxford City take the lead through Captain Fantastic. It's 3-3 for Josh Ashby, and Oxford City, on the stroke of half-time, take the lead, Jack Stanley. And perhaps that is exactly what they deserved after that foul on Josh Parker bursting through.
Andy Gate will be back with you. But for now, here's a Bangla song, Tipsy by Shabuzi. BBC Radio Oxford, it's 8:50.
My baby born a Birkin. She's been telling me all night long. Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. It's 9 to 5, ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round, we need plenty more. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mom I ain't forget. Woke up drunk at 10 a.m. We gon' do this again.
Well, welcome back to the M Group Stadium, where a rather even half sprung to life right at the end of the first half, completely changing the team talks of both managers, Ross Jenkins for Oxford City and Hereford's manager Paul Caddis. Certainly food for thought for both managers, but I think Paul Caddis will be absolutely fuming with the way that first half ended, especially with Hereford probably slightly edging in that half in terms of dominance. But we are now back underway for the second half. Oxford City a goal and a man up after Matt Preston was sent off for a second yellow card, and perhaps lucky it wasn't a straight red after he brought down Josh Parker, upset Josh Ashby, who took the free kick right on the edge of the area and scored his third goal in 3 games. But here come Oxford City looking to assert a second goal in this game. Roddy Scott already over to Parker. Parker crossing towards the back stick, headed back. Oh, how has that not gone in? What an unbelievable save that is from Theo Richardson, who has somehow kept Ewan Clark's header off the line. Well, Oxford City should be 2-0 up there. That is absolutely incredible from Hereford's number 1 to get and keep his team in the game. Well, that completely could have changed the outlook of this game. Hereford will be buoyed. We were saying before the break how this game was just like the Leamington match, where City's opponents were reduced to 10 just before the break. But still, Leamington got something from that game. Throwing over on that far side to Hereford. No changes for either side at the break. So Paul Caddis sticking to what he's got at the moment. Obviously, he'll probably have a little bit of a tweak in personnel. But there has been another goal in one of our local games, and it's Oxford United 0, Stoke City 3. And it's Lewis Baker again who's got that goal. Wiggett plays the ball forward. Humphrey Ewers, ball over. Mirage, and he's just strayed offside. Again, I'm not quite sure. Again, I'm not in line with the linesman. His flag went up straight away. This time it's the other linesman, Mudiwa Manyange, who's put his flag up for that. But Richardson will take it short. Now Oxford City will perhaps be trying to kill this game off here, because it's almost like they need about 2 or 3 goals to even look like they could get a draw in this league with the way they've been playing. Finding the net hasn't really been a problem. They've scored in every game but 2. One of the games was against Scarborough, where when they've had a goal perhaps harshly disallowed. But it's a big 45 minutes for both of these teams. Hereford under pressure as well. And with all 3 teams in the bottom of National League North currently winning at half-time, it could change the table quite drastically. Here's Tom Scott. Finds Ewan Clark. He takes a touch inside the centre. But in the end, it's good defending by Amari Sterling-James. And I'm joined again by my co-commentator, Jack Stanley. In fact, we'll just see how this attack plays out. It's good defending from Latrell Humphrey. Jack, Oxford City need to do more of the same. They need to be solid defensively. By hook or by crook, they didn't find themselves behind in that game. I'm not quite sure how Sam Osborne has missed 2 gilt-edged chances to put Hereford ahead.
No,
but he has. But
no. This is massive for Oxford City this half. Biggest half of the season so far, playing against 10 men. Of course, squandered a 1-0 lead against 10 men not so long ago. I'll be hoping that doesn't happen again. More of the same though, towards the end of the second half, very good. And hopefully it continues.
Here's Burrows. Now, the only thing I would say is that George Burrows has got to be careful here because he's on a yellow card and there's always that fear of the referee just trying to even it up. City will not want to give them any invitation to do just that. Humphrey Hughes had the ball stolen off his feet, and it's the spectacular there from the number 20 Charlie Cooper. We were talking about the Paul Scholes in the first half and some of the shots he was having from the edge of the box. That was more like David Beckham-esque against Wimbledon for Man United.
More like David Brent.
Fair enough. I've lost all my composure now, Jack. Thank you very much. But still, 1-0 to Oxford City. They'll play the ball down the right there. Jacob Roddy is, well, to be fair to Michael Parker there, it looks as though he's just going to hit it out for an Oxford City throw-in to stop Jacob Roddy. He's backheeled the ball and kept it in their possession extremely well. And in fact, Hereford could spring an attack here, but eventually it's smothered by Charlie Wiggett. Josh Ashby seems to have taken a little kick there, as has the Hereford striker Ramay Campbell. Wiggett again darts forward, nicks the ball and wins a throw-in.
Yeah, well done Wiggett there, taking the pressure off the back line. Just having a look at Ashby over there in the centre circle, hoping he's okay.
Yeah, he's just taken a little kick there, hasn't he? He just run it off. Said he was a tough cookie in the first half. He's a tough cookie, isn't he?
He is a tough cookie, yeah.
Do you think he'll carry on? He is carrying on. He looks as though he's shaking off that little...
He'll be okay.
Bit of a knock. Josh Ashby, the captain, who's now got 3 goals in 3 games.
2 of them assisted by Braden Daniel, I believe, who's not in the squad today.
Yeah. Ball forward. Can Burrows just about keep it in? He's at full stench and just tries to knock the ball past Osborne, but eventually it goes back and Charlie Wiggett manages to beat the press here and find Humphrey Ewers. City really need to make the most of this extra man when they're passing the ball around like this. They've eventually... Hereford sticking to their guns. They're pressing. It's the second time in 3 games that Hereford have had a man sent off against Oxford City. Alex Babos was sent off at Edgar Street last season, but here comes Tom Scott. He's miraculously found the ball, spreads it across the goal. Is that going to go out for a corner? Goal kick. Well, probably got the worst view for that. Jacob Roddy again in the midst of the action, thinking that he should have got a decision. 51 minutes, Oxford City 1, Hereford 0. Theo Richardson's superb save to deny Ewan Clark at point blank range. I'm not sure if he knew much about it. It's kept the scores as they are. And I say this from an Oxford City perspective when they're behind and a man down and have done. As long as Hereford stay in this game, there is a chance. Leamington found that out on Saturday, a couple of Saturdays ago rather. Oxford City have had that before. They just got to get that second goal, but for Hereford they have to stay in this game. Southport gone 2-0 up against Buxton. Maybe the manager of the month curse being in full throw there for Buxton. Manager Mike McGrath, who's won the manager of the month and currently seen his side lose to the team that were bottom of the table. But as it stands, they still are, because Oxford City are ahead, Alfreton are ahead, and Southport are ahead. City will want to emulate them with that 2-goal lead. Richardson, ball round the back. Chris Francis is getting his shirt tugged all over by Ramay Campbell, but luckily for City,
superb.
Oh, Ashby's just turned away from his man, brilliant. He drives forward across the centre circle and keeps coming forward. He's got Gennaro Mirage to his left, uses him. Mirage, can he find the cross? He can find the cross, and there's Jacob Roddy! Just wide. Decent cross from Mirage. Decent header from Jacob Roddy. Close, but not quite close enough.
I tell you what, Jacob Roddy deserves that tonight. He's been absolutely outstanding again. Obviously had his goal chalked off in the first half, but some of the running he's done down that right-hand side has been brilliant.
He's certainly been clocking those hard yards. Ball forward. Roddy clips the ball forward. It's picked up on by Hereford, and whenever they've gone one man down when I've seen them against Oxford City, they've always played like they have 11 on the pitch, and there's a chance here. Shot towards goal from Ramey Campbell. Now, the number 9, it may have been speculative, it may not have troubled Sam Lewis, but I'm not going to slate him for having a shot there. You've got 10 men, he's found a little bit of space and he's had a shot. I think that Paul Caddis, the Hereford manager, will encourage a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Hereford have got quality out there in all positions, so all it takes is a moment of class and they're right back in this game.
Ashby almost trotting out with the ball here. Sprays it to the left where Francis is. In towards the left-hand channel. Parker racing towards the ball. He just had it nicked off his toes by Amari Sterling-James. Again, Richardson. His deliveries are absolutely superb at the moment. He can really get some distance on his kicks. And that'll suit them when they've got 10 men and needing to get the ball quickly as far as possible, as quickly as possible. Is that going to be a throw into Oxford City? Yes, it is. Mirage just picking up the ball here. It would be, we said it against Leamington, but it would be catastrophic if Oxford City, with a goal up and a man up, can't break that duck today with 3 points.
All of a sudden, this turns into a must-win game, doesn't it? I mean, if you said that,
it wasn't already before.
Yeah. If you said that before the game, though, it might not. It might have been more. You could nick a point, maybe, but now they're a goal and a man up.
Well, here's Tom Scott. He's bursting forward here. Might just have a little go at the shot here. He's found Roddy. Roddy across goal. Richardson smothering it well. And at the moment, it's the Hereford goalkeeper that is keeping his side in this game, because if he didn't smother that, there's Parker and Ewan Clark both queuing up to have a tap in. Brilliantly taken down there by Ramey Campbell, and he's just done a pirouette, roulette, whatever you want to call it, to get away from his man and keep possession. He could be key. He's going to have to do the hard yards though. But at the moment, Hereford playing like they have 11 men on the pitch. They are not changing the way that they are playing at all. Here's Michael Parker. He's coming forward here, Parker. Just plays the ball through to Campbell, who stands up to Francis. He's getting his shirt pulled here. Referee not seeing anything wrong with that, but he's done well to find Sterling-James. Cuts inside. Sterling-James crossing. It's a decent cross. Run by Campbell. And there's a little bit of a shot. And despite having one less man, Oxford City are being tested here, and it's Ramey Campbell who's right in the thick of it to hold off his man. That was really good centre forward play. Maybe I'm just becoming a little bit of a Ramey Campbell fanboy here.
It's concerning though that Hereford are,
it is,
as in the game as they are, still quite 50-50 out there, and City do need to be careful. There's a threat on the break.
Burrows, long ball forward, looking for Parker, and that's back. Is that going to be a back pass? Well, Josh Parker's certainly claiming it is. I think it would have been a little bit harsh if that's given as a back pass, because he was trying to clear the ball, and Campbell's won the header again. Humphrey Hughes under the second. Again, City going in late. Francis gets the ball. Appeals from the Hereford bench, not given, and Ewan Clark turns his man, bursts forward. He's got Mirage to his left, uses him. Mirage skips over. Can he keep that ball in play? Yes, he can. The linesman's flag stays down. Can they pick the moment here? Through Clark. Clark to Scott. Scott wins a corner. Brilliant play from Clark and Scott to link up there. It would have taken something extremely, extremely special. I've said that about 3 times today, to find the net from there. But he's done well and won a corner. And City, with an extra man, well, they need to be careful of the counter-attack here. Everyone back defend it from Hereford because they literally have to. But if they can just find that extra space somewhere, they could get a 2-goal lead here. Josh Ashby going over to take it. Important moment of the game, this, isn't it?
It is. It's an important time of the game. I feel if City was to get the second, then that would be game over. But as it stands, Hereford are right in this game. It'd be good if City could get the second.
Well, here is Josh Ashby, who's got both arms in the air. Everyone pretty much inside the 6-yard box here. Ashby, headed back by Michael Parker. And it'll bounce all the way to Ashby. Just simply waits. Sends across in towards the ball. He's net by a head of a Hereford player when Theo Richardson, the goalkeeper, wanted to get that. Still messes around with it, and eventually it's Michael Parker who clears up into the night sky. Bounces. Humphrey Ewers just nods it back to Mirage. Eventually he keeps play going again. Josh Ashby there. He's going to be the man to dictate the play. Just when Oxford City have their finger on the pulse, well, Ashby's been kicked there. He's staying down. Referee's just going to give a free kick. I think he was waiting to see if there's an advantage when the ball's been played all the way back to Sam Lewis. So that's a bit of a weird one.
City won't mind this though, taking the sting out of the game, breaking the game up.
I kind of disagree a little bit, because after that corner it looked as though Josh Ashby was, he could have, the way he dictates the play, Josh Ashby just sometimes trots around with it, plays the ball sideways to try and just kind of keep in control, but he was really trying to turn and drive and keep that momentum there. And that's just taking the sting out of the game a little bit for Oxford City, but they do have the extra man and they'll make of it what they will. And here's Ewan Clark. Francis. There's almost a little bit of uncertainty in the end, a few nerves around the Oxford City ground at the moment, especially with what happened. Keep going on about it, but a couple of Saturdays ago when they were a goal and a man up and didn't win the game.
It would be interesting to see how it would be 1-0 up, 11v11. Would City really start taking the game to them? But I agree with you, it does look like there's a bit of nerves out there at the moment.
They almost need a second goal before it gets to that last 10 minutes and Hereford start to really pile on the pressure. Roddy, they're just biding their time with it, not getting bored with it. Just moving Hereford round. They have to learn their lessons from that couple of Saturdays ago. Ewan Clark. Again, he's being cutting back here, Clark, but it's good defensive play from Hereford, and they've nicked the ball off City here. Wiggett getting in front of his man. Again, kept in play. It's not going out from either side. Oh, and well, who's that's gone in? I think it's Cooper, Charlie Cooper, sorry, who's gone in on his man, Ashby, and he's in the wars here, Josh Ashby. I think the referee, after being so card happy in the first half, almost put the cards away in the second half, even with that red card, a second yellow, when I'm surprised that everyone was shocked it didn't go to his pocket straight away. Whether it's a foul or not is out of the question. If the referee gives a foul and you've been foul bearing down on goal, if you give a foul, it's got to be a red card.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was probably a straight red, but
I'm not quite sure how.
Even so, the same outcome.
I do worry. George Burrows is on a yellow card. There's been a few talkings to in that first half, so there's always that fear of evening up. Here's Clark. He's found the ball from Parker. He just tries to thread the ball into an area for Mirage to run onto it, but it's well blocked. Latrell Humphrey-Ewers working hard to try and get in front of that ball, and he's won a free kick. That's brilliant play from Latrell Humphrey-Ewers, who busted a gut to get in front of his man and was just trying to see the ball out, and has won a free kick for his side. Starting
to get back to his best, Latrell. Last few weeks, starting to break up play and keep the ball as he would have hoped, as he used to. I think he had a bit of a bad knock when his time at Bath. Looks to be getting back to his best.
City Academy graduate Latrell Humphrey spent a little bit of time away at Bath, and with his teammate Ewan Clark, they came through the academy together and they both spent time away. But here comes City again. Scott in towards the centre of the field, and here is Clark. Centre of the field, Clark shoots, drills it wide.
Gap starting to open up here for City. I think next 20 minutes are vital. Next 10 minutes, should I say. Get that second goal and they can start to enjoy their football.
I think you're right. I think Oxford City, they're pushing for it at the moment. But again, as the rain starts to whisk across the M Group Stadium, there is that sort of scary moment. Well, Burrows has gone on his man there. He dives in front of it. In the end, Charlie Wiggett, is nipped in front of his man and clears the ball. He's been brilliant at passing. He's passing today. Parker gets stuck into a brawl with his man, and surely he'll give a free kick to Hereford. He does. 6 of one, half a dozen the other, but I think Parker probably got his body in the wrong way of the referee, if you like, and that'll be
It's good defending, to be fair, from the centre half there.
Both holding each other, but he almost held it up to the point where Ewan Clark was about to burst in on goal. Now Richardson's got an opportunity here. He's got a free kick just inside the half, almost on the halfway line. And this is an opportunity for Hereford to commit men forward from the back. And Richardson, with his distribution, well, I was going to say he was going to go long, but he's gone short to Michael Parker. But still, He crosses. It's not a bad ball, and I was going to say.
Flags up.
May Campbell has thrown his body at that.
Shows the threat though. One ball. Flag stays down.
Well, it wouldn't have counted in terms of that, but you're absolutely right, aren't you? You know, it just takes that one ball. It was a quality delivery from Michael Parker, who's been quite impressive for me, to be fair so far from Hereford. Yeah. He's got the profile of a decent footballer, especially in the National League North. He looks about 6'5", 6'6", whatever, and he's certainly having his say on this game. Latrell Humphrey is back to Parker, who just tries to back into his man, but it bounces off him and goes out for a throw-in. I wonder how long it's going to take Oxford City's manager Ross Jenkins to look at his bench. He's got some players that are back. Oh, it's mixed up, and here's a chance. Goal for Oxford City. It's a mix-up at the back, and Tom Scott scores. He runs over to the corner flag and punches the air, because that could be a massive goal for Oxford City. They lead at the Emgreen Stadium by 2-0, and Tom Scott, Oxford City's in-form man alongside Josh Ashby, has managed to give Oxford City a little bit of breathing room. That is massive, Jack Stanley.
What a moment that is. What a moment that could be in the season. Tom Scott, he's got a real scoring tact at the moment. Scoring goals for fun alongside Josh Ashby. And that's 2-0. And that, I'm hoping, and I'm not actually going to say it. Game over?
I'm not sure it is, but then Paul Caddis may have to look at the bench. I'm a little bit of a pessimist when it comes to football, Jack. And with Oxford City, there's every single reason to be as well. Oxford City were 4-0 up in the playoff final 3 years ago, and I was still sat in this seat and not feeling confident. They're 2 goals to the good, but we did say, George Burrows is just, speaking to his players. Latrell Humphrey, who's Chris Francis, doing the same, trying to G them up. They need to keep the finger on the pulse here. They've not won for 2 months, and they are staring right down the barrel of a very important win here. Hereford, the pressure is cranking up. Paul Caddis under pressure after this day. Before this game, he might be under a little bit more pressure after this if it stays this way. They've not changed their way of playing, but City are in again here. Can Parker get the afterburners on? No, Michael Parker's there first and jinks away from his man. Well, it was all wrong from Hereford. It's a calamity at the back, isn't it? Well, we've had 2 of them already that have been saved by either goalkeeper. Tom Scott was never going to miss from there, Jack Stanley.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, but there's a chance. Here's Campbell. Oh, that's got to be handball.
Oh, he's not giving it.
He's gone down, and George Burrows, well, the ball's... Well, I'm telling you now, May Campbell, it's either a foul or handball. The referee's just disregarded both. It doesn't matter what camp you're in. Could have been a free kick for either side, not given to either side. Burrows, I think that almost set all the players to stop, and in the end, Burrows just had to whisk the ball away.
Campbell hasn't helped himself there. I think if he goes down straight away under the challenge, then the free kick gets given, and potentially
evens it up.
Some repercussions.
Exactly. Well, here's a throw-in. It's almost like a corner. It's launched into the box, headed towards goal, back post, and there's no one there. You just wonder if there was another man in the Hereford team. There might have been someone, just kind of backtrack into the back post to nod it back into an area or something. But nevertheless, City's 2-goal lead remains. 67 minutes on the clock. Oxford City 2, Hereford 0. Josh Ashby and Tom Scott scoring the goals for Oxford City.
Massive half an hour in the season this for City.
In a way, you just want it to, from an Oxford City perspective, you just want it to be boring, but I don't think the players do, because they're coming forward and they want another. Here's the goal scorer of the second goal, Tom Scott, coming through. Cross, nipped in towards the back stick. Mirage heads it, just about keeps it in. Well, he wouldn't have counted even if he had done something miraculous and found the back of the net. He's offside. Just looking at both benches, neither team in a hurry to create either
no.
Yeah.
City obviously without their magic man, Zach McEachran. No Zach McEachran today, the magic man out injured still.
They do need him back.
Be interesting to see how he thrived out here against the 10 men.
Yeah, he's someone that Oxford City are missing, but it's probably a good analogy about the injury problems that Oxford City have had.
Yeah, it's overlooked, I think. You look at a couple of injuries, people like Zach, obviously shows how strong the squad is with Braden Daniel missing out as well. But Zach is definitely a big miss for the boys. makes such a difference in that 10 role.
Here is Cooper. I think they're going to have the first change of the game soon, as Isaac Westendorf is getting ready for Oxford City.
I think Josh Parker will be happy with the night's work. 3 goals last night. Hopefully he'll win tonight.
Well, he certainly put his body where he's hurt. He needs a goal, to be fair, Josh Parker. He's not quite got it yet, but he's certainly put in the shift here. Well, are we going to have that? No, he's going to pull the throw-in back here. I wonder if it is going to be a like-for-like substitute.
I would imagine it would be, considering the scoreline. But you never know. Ross might have other ideas.
Here's a chance here. Mafuta over to the right. Hereford's certainly not giving up on this. Cuts inside. Latrell Humphrey gets there. Throw into Hereford. Again, another chance for a long throw in, and then here comes Michael Parker. Well, here we go. Hereford looking for a way back into this one. And from a set piece, they might fancy their luck. There's a shot there! And that was almost spectacular. Wow, what a goal! What a goal that would have been. Well, he's launched himself at that. Well, Jack Stanley, as Oxford City get ready to make this change, what a goal that would have been.
Wow, that almost took my breath away if that had have ended up in the back of the net. We've had a few of those moments today. A few moments for both sides. The opportunity for the Paul Scholes special. And that was probably the closest of the lot.
Isaac Westendorf. PA announcer getting a little bit ahead of himself there.
Seems Ross does have other ideas to me. Probably why I'm not a manager.
Maybe he's in the same mindset of me and wanting to kill this off with a third goal. But at the moment, since that second half, as you probably would have guessed with an extra man, Oxford City have been the team in the ascendancy. Brilliant play from Burrows and Latrell Humphrey-Ewers to just double up on their man. It's a decent flick from Humphrey-Ewers again. Burrows creeping forward, keeps going forward. Humphrey-Ewers, can he find his man here? It's been ushered into an area. That should be a Hereford throw in. It is. I think Oxford City doing their best to try and convince the linesman it wasn't, but it definitely was a Hereford throw. It is another chance here. Has that ball gone out? It's not gone out. It's still in. Oh, I'm not sure that's gone out. Or Jacob Roddy thinks that as well. He goes over to the assistant referee who's giving it as a Hereford throw. I'm not sure about that one.
Confidence oozing through the Oxford City players' veins at the moment. You can see the difference in performance.
Well, you said it, didn't you, Jack? You said if Oxford City can get that second goal, they might just start to play with a little bit more freedom. Conditions are not great. The rain's starting to pour down, but it's giving that pitch a little bit of extra zip, which can only help the Hoops.
Yeah, you can tell they're enjoying it out there at the moment. They'll just love to get through with this 3 points.
I will say, though, Hereford have that never say die attitude under Paul Caddis. They were 3-0 down against Curzon Ashton on Saturday. They drew 3-3.
10 men or 11 men?
They did have 11 men on the field. I will say that.
That would have been quite something.
That would have been something. That would have been absolutely something. But don't write them out of this one just yet. Here's Isaac Westendorf. His first touch of the game is to chest the ball in front of him and hustle with Parker. And he's just not done enough to find that here. Again, I've been quite impressed with Michael Parker. There's going to be another change made here. Let's see who it's for. It's going to be a double change for Hereford. So Paul Caddis is going to have his go at trying to change the game. Let's see who's coming on. Jack, what do you think of... Well, it's going to be a triple change. What do you make of this?
Wow, he's throwing the jugular at it, isn't he? The 3 lads coming on, looks like attacking changes. They need to change something. Clearly had some good ideas in the last game with the 3-0 deficit coming back to 3-3. And he'll be hoping the same happens again today. Looks like some very attacking changes here. 3 forwards coming on, I believe. They're really going to throw everything at it now.
Yeah, I think they've got to, haven't they? Andy Williams, Swindon legend coming on. Well, 3 changes made for Hereford. I'm sure the players will be overjoyed by coming on in the pouring rain, playing with 10 men and 2-0 down against an extra man and against Oxford City, who are looking for a third goal, but they've got to change the game for Paul Caddis's men. Brilliant play from Sterling James, nicks the ball round the corner, but it's well stood up from Josh Ashby, who does brilliantly. He's got space to run into, drives forward down the centre of the field. He's got Mirage to his left. He'll keep the ball. He'll keep, swaying out towards the corner flag. Crosses the ball in towards the edge of the box. Brilliant! And there's Tom Scott with the shot that's blocked. Mirage nips in front of his man. Still going. Mirage over to Westendorf, who turns and slips a snapshot straight at Theo Richardson. Well, it was all too easy there for Janiro Mirage to get that second ball. I think Paul Caddis, despite being a man down, will be fuming with his defence there. It was all too simple. And Oxford City are winning every single second ball. Andy Williams chucked on to try and change this. We were just talking about it there. He's a Swindon Town striker in his day. He's scored plenty of EFL goals in his time. If there's anyone else that can help Hereford get back into this game.
Well, I suppose he'd be wishing Paul Caddis was on to be delivering the balls for him as he used to back in the day.
Did you play with him in your time at Swindon?
I trained alongside him. Didn't actually play with him. Got bullied by him a few times in training, which was fun.
Brilliant ball across. Well, it was a decent idea. Headed away. Oh, and there's a chance there, and that's a nasty challenge from the number 7, Sam Osborne, who in hindsight has perhaps cost his team the game here, because he really should have put Hereford 2-0 up in the first half of the game. That's going to be a yellow card, the clearest yellow card you'll see all game.
Goal at Anfield, Liverpool leading 1-0.
Just seen a goal in the Champions League. Liverpool leading at home to Real Madrid. Alexis McAllister with the goal in that game. And our other English team, they're in action. Tottenham are 2-0 up at home to FC Copenhagen, but they are a man down. Brennan Johnson sent off. He scored in that game as well. Here, though, National League North action, which isn't far off the Champions League, if you dream. As is Janiro Mirage. Tries to play in Parker, who just stops the counter-attack. Mirage bursts forward to try and win that ball. Taken down. And again, he's done really well there, Latrell Humphrey, to stand up and win a throw-in. And that's exactly the nitty-gritty that you need to try and see out a game. 15 minutes to go. Oxford City 2, Hereford 0.
The biggest compliment I could pay to Oxford City tonight is there is 6 or 7 players who are definitely candidates for man of the match today.
Well, I was going to say, they're going to have the vote in just a moment. I'm wondering who might just be in there. But here comes George Burrows, charging forward.
Him being one of them.
Brilliant. Has found Roddy. Can he get the ball onto his stronger left foot? Yes, he can. Here's Burrows, just trying to shake for the cross. Finds it. Oh, it's a brilliant cross, but there's no one there in the area. It goes over the head of Josh Barker and flashes wide.
Outstanding, George Burrows, yet again.
Here come Hereford. They're desperately trying to get back into this game. And that's a superb slidey tackle from Tom Scott, who just gets up with a waltz and starts coming forward and saying, yeah, I'll have that. Stop where you're going. City just need to see this game out now. Charlie Wiggett now with the ball. Chris Francis just finding Josh Ashby. There is a sort of, if Hereford can get a goal in this, it brings the tie back to life. Francis, he's nudged off the ball. There can't be a foul there. That's absolutely fair and square. And they'll come forward here, Hereford, and they're in. Chance here. Brilliant play from Charlie Wiggett to force his man out wide. Done really well there, Charlie Wiggett, but Hereford still have the ball. Chance here for Charlie Cooper. He spread it right to the captain, Hudson. Will he go for goal here? Hudson! Sam Lewis at full stretch. Well, I'm not quite sure who has got a nick on that, but someone has seen that there's been a nick, and it will be a corner for Hereford, and this is exactly what they need. City need to stand strong here.
Important 5 or 10 minutes here for City. They need to ride the storm. They can't be conceding now, because it'll be a very nervy last few minutes if they did.
I just wonder whether they'll regret turning the teams round, because if they had this corner in front of the 250, 300 or so Hereford fans, they'd be roaring their team on. corner here though. Left-footed in swing. It's a decent delivery, back stick, and that'll be a goal kick. Well saw out from Josh Parker, but that's actually a good point I think I'm making there, Jack, because usually the away team attack their fans in the second half. Hereford before the game switched it round, and that's where you get a corner. You've got 10 men. The Hereford supporters have been pretty encouraging of their players, especially when they're coming off the bench and they're giving them a round of applause and stuff like that. They could have really tried to suck the ball in the net there.
I mean, maybe if Oxford City were attacking the Cop End, it might be a bit different, but they're currently attacking Burnout Barbecue.
Which is better than the Cop End, if you ask me. But here come Oxford City as they try and play the ball through from Westendorf. There's a man that stayed down here. Ashby wins the header. Josh Parker's going to have to get to his feet. It's 10v10 at the moment. Ashby tries to bring down his man. They'll come forward here through Osborne. Osborne finds his man. Williams is offside. Brilliant slide tackle from Chris Francis there to stop him, but he wouldn't have known that. He would not have known that, and that goes out for a indirect free kick, and Josh Parker is now back to his feet.
Yeah, Osborne still carrying the fight to City. It's definitely been the stand-up player for me for Hereford tonight.
Well, he has been, but at the same time he will be absolutely kicking himself, because he should have given Hereford a 2-goal lead, to say the very least, in the first half. Lewis, ball forward into the night sky. Westendorf almost slipping on the ground. It's a throw in. Bit of a break in play as Hereford come down the field. They'll just inch forward to play down the right. Again, they win another throw in as they inch up the field. Still, they'll come back on themselves here. Chance. Another shot towards Lewis, and that could have gone anywhere, especially on that slippy surface. Luckily for Oxford City, Sam Lewis manages to claim. Attendance today 618, which is great for a Tuesday night game here at Oxford City. I think that's down to the Hereford fans that have travelled in their numbers, and they are still getting behind their team. Here's the ball into the air by Parker. He'll take it down. Latrell Humphrey-Ewers getting stuck in there. They need to stop this sort of little resurgence as we enter the last 10 minutes here at the M Group Stadium. Oxford City 2, Hereford 0. A third goal would certainly put this game to bed. I don't think it's just over just yet. Francis, ball forward. Josh Parker tries to run in behind. Isaac Westendorf as well wins the throw into Oxford City. Well, coming up to about 10 minutes to go. I'll give you 5 minutes to have a think about who is going to be your man of the match today, Jack, and out of a few Oxford City players that perhaps could be in the conversation. But Hereford could turn this game on its head. You just never know in National League North. Crazier things have happened. He'll come forward here. Here is the number 20, Charlie Cooper. Hudson, captain. Caddis hasn't gone to his bench just yet. Chance, he goes for goal. Oh, and that is again a speculative effort from Amari Sterling-James, but he's certainly got that in his locker. He scored from a similar distance from a dead ball last season at Oxford City, albeit he had help from Kai Mackenzie-Lyle bundling it into his own net. But he's certainly prone to a long shot, and on this zippy surface, you just never know, do you?
Yeah, it was dipping, always dipping, but not quite enough for the Hereford man.
Meanwhile, there's going to be a little break in play here as Mirage is down, and there's going to be another change here for Oxford City, and it's going to be Jack Bean who is going to be introduced. Just wondering who for. I wonder if it's just going to be for George Burrows and a like-for-like change, because Burrows is on a yellow card. Humphrey Ewers has marched over there, so let's just wait to see the board. It might just be for Mirage, actually, in a straight swap. And Roddy will go back over to the left and replace being on the right. I think that makes more sense, actually, at second thoughts. Let's see who it is.
Yeah, I don't think you want to change too much here. City look quite comfortable at the moment.
Let's have a look at the board. I can see the green and red lights. I can see Jack Bean ready to come on. Let's see who's coming off. And it is going to be the Gennaro Mirage. Change for that? Just has to be made injury, forced change.
Yeah, forced change. I don't think he's changing too much to the formation. Mirage been absolutely outstanding again, I must say. Last three or four games, Mirage has been one of the standout performers at left wing back for me. Really takes the game to the opposition, and he's a pleasure to watch out there.
Jack Bean's been on. He's come on, sorry, and I've been a little bit sorry for Jack Bean, who got underway this season on fire. He was really quite something, and then got a horrible shoulder injury. Well, a break, because here's Burrows, well held up from Westendorf. Well, Bean's in the conversation here. Oh, brilliant ball! Bean! What an impact from Jack Bean! He's been on the pitch for mere seconds and has sealed the victory for Ross Jenkins' side, and they are going to pick up their first 3 points in 2 months, and simply seconds after coming on the pitch, Jack Bean makes an instant impact. Oxford City 3, Hereford 0.
Wow, as first touches go, they do not come much better than that. It's a great run from Jack Bean, great reverse pass from Isaac Westendorf, and a lovely finish there from Jack Bean under the goalkeeper. And City have been clinical tonight, and now I think I can say game over.
I think it is game, set and match, but Jack Bean has been on the pitch for a matter of seconds. Let's get the stop clock on that after the game. But it's a beautiful finish to match. Keeps his composure, puts it through the legs of Theo Richardson, and Oxford City are about to break a 2-month duck. Well, they should have won before this, in all fairness, but they have really made use of the extra man. They found against Leamington that the extra man was more of a hindrance against a team that were playing a low block. They've made it count tonight, and they are 3-0 up, and the pressure piles on Hereford, who really should have been 2-0 up. They will really be kicking themselves today. They should have been 2-0 up in the first half through Sam Osborne. He missed 2 gilt-edged chances. Ewan Clark's hit the post, but Oxford City have gone on and made the use of the extra man after Matt Preston was sent off for a second yellow card. Free kick in towards the area, bounces around. It's got to be the aim for Oxford City. Has got to be keeping a clean sheet now, surely, Jack.
Yeah, that'll be the goal now. Keep a clean sheet, keep it at 3-0. Nice convincing win, and hopefully that will take us into the next game, where hopefully we'll start picking up some more points.
Well, 5 minutes to go. Cross in towards the box, flicks in towards the back stick. It could have bounced anywhere. It's bounced to George Burrows. Still in Hereford possession, but Burrows has pinched the ball. And City could be away here again. And Burrows has spotted Bean. And Bean's in again.
Absolutely
He's got Isaac Westendorf to his left, but he runs in on goal. Can he score again? Bean, he puts it wide. Oh, he could have spotted one of his teammates, Tom Scott and Isaac Westendorf. He saw his name up in headlights. It should have been 4-0 to Oxford City. And really, Jack Bean will have his head in his hands, because he should have had 2 goals in pretty much as many minutes. Oh, we'll have to get the finish so right just a minute before.
Yeah.
If you're going to shoot, you've got to score, or you just simply pass to a tap in for Isaac Westendorf.
As good as the first goal was, that was poor.
Well, I think the angriest person on the pitch will be George Burrows, because he's done so well to pick his head up and find Jack Bean, and played a sumptuous ball to find him. City still not done there yet. Here's Isaac Westendorf, who's busting through on goal, right on the edge of the area. They've found their mojo here. Ball through from Parker. Roddy gets there. It's going to be a corner. Oh, it's goal kick. I was going to say it's going to be a corner. Well, there you go. The sponsors have given the man of the match to Josh Ashby. Who's your man of the match, Jack Stanley?
It's a tough one for me. I think Ashby's been absolutely outstanding, but my man of the match tonight goes to the number 18, George Burrows.
Partners today goes to Oxford City's number 4 and sponsored by AJB Tree Care. Your captain, Josh Ashby.
Josh Ashby winning man of the match. George Burrows, the shout from Jack Stanley? Is that because he's a right back and you are as well?
No, for me it's just been the way he's got his head up after that early mistake. He's not let it get to him, and he's been tenacious in the tackle. He's shown some really good feet actually for a centre back, and that pass just encapsulates the performance he's put in tonight.
Well, City just playing the clock down. It's a state of execution for Hereford. This game is going to go the 3 points to Oxford City. It's a relief for Oxford City, who have really made the most of this extra man, and Hereford have been made to pay for chances that they've missed, and a stupid foul from Matt Preston, who was very lucky not to get a straight red card. I think the Hereford players have really, it's not for lack of trying, but they will probably be going into Matt Preston, and I think he needs to apologise to all his teammates really, because even if Parker does go in and score, you've got 11 men on the pitch to try and turn it around, especially in the first half. That's my opinion anyway. I think Paul Caddis might be going round just saying to his Hereford players, thanks, maybe.
Yeah, he's killed his team really with that challenge early on. He may have thought outside the box, forgot he was on a yellow card, but with Josh Ashby around,
well, it piles pressure on Paul Caddis as well, who's not been a hit with. It's almost like a 50-50 split, it seems, from the Hereford fans, when you look at this is just going on Twitter reactions alone, but they are certainly in a bit of a torrid spot. They should be higher up the table, but they have been made to look pretty ordinary tonight against Oxford City, and they've been made some pretty stupid decisions.
Well, they're enjoying it now out there, aren't they, City? The old A's are coming out.
Here's Westendorf, just lets the ball run across his body, but Parker will let it go. They really need to take this into the next game here as the ball bounces. Williams will go on, but it's headed back from Burrows and into the path of Sam Lewis. It's been a really expert performance on how to see out a victory with 11 men against 10, and they've learned the lessons from Leamington, Jack.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a very, very mature performance, I'd say, from City today. Obviously helped by the red card, but they've done everything they needed to after the red card. Finished their chances, and that's all you can ask, really. And a much needed 3 points is looking like.
Much needed, very much needed. The only problem is that I said before, just after the break, is that Oxford City finally winning. I think after the game they'll look at Southport and Alfreton, who've also winning games. Leamington are losing, and Hereford are actually dragged just 2 points away from the drop zone. Oxford City still second bottom of the table at the moment in 23rd, but that table looks a whole lot better. They were 5 points adrift, they're now just 2, and that's a big thing, isn't it? They've cut the game from they've cut the points from 2 wins to just 1, haven't they, Jack?
Yeah, I'd also say the feel-good factor around the place next week is going to be massive. Going into training, they're all going to be buzzing coming in. There'll be smiles on faces. I'm sure Ross will be happy coming into training next week, or sorry, tomorrow even. And yeah, just around the place is going to be massive for confidence.
Well, free kick for Hereford. Now, the one thing they'll want to do is keep that clean sheet. Into the first of 5 minutes added on. Now, Amari Sterling-James could go for this and completely send Sam Lewis's clean sheet up in smoke here. He's certainly capable. I'd imagine he's going to go for goal here. He does, hits the wall, and it flies behind for a corner.
He likes that knuckleball technique, doesn't he?
He's good at it as well, isn't he? The St Kitts and Nevis International. I think Jacob Roddy's taken the full brunt of that.
Wow. On Jacob Roddy, he's been absolutely outstanding again tonight.
He has been, hasn't he? He's been really good. But then you could go through the whole team, couldn't you, Jack?
You could, yeah. Like I say, it's really hard to pick a man of the match today. You could look at all 11 players, and they're all candidates in my eyes.
Well, corner kick here, dead ball for Hereford. Look to get a consolation, floated in towards the box, won by the head of Wiggett, taken down, and that's not far away at all. Not far away at all. And on another day, I think Sam Osborne could have had a hat-trick, because he's not come too far away there.
Osborne again, he's been the threat since minute 1. Good job he's not got his shooting boots on.
Well, there'll be a lot of smiling faces around the M Group Stadium at the end of this game. 3 minutes to go. The Hereford fans make for the exits. Just wonder what the reaction's going to be, because they've been made to look second best from Oxford City. Yes, they've had a man down, but a man less, but Oxford City have made full use of that. Leamington kind of shut up shop and played on the counter-attack. Paul Caddis hasn't really tweaked his team and just gone gung-ho, and there's been gaps that Oxford City have well and truly exploited today, haven't there?
Yeah, I think questions will be asked of Paul Caddis after this from the Hereford fans.
I'd be asking questions myself, because I really think that personally, after seeing what Leamington did against Oxford City, surely they would have watched that. They thought, right, let's be tight, let's be hard and compact and get the ball out on the counter quickly, but they've done the opposite and they've been made to pay for it.
Yeah, there wasn't a real change after the red card, I don't believe. I think there was just, they carried on playing as they were, and they've been exploited through the gaps, through midfield, at the back, and City have done really well to capitalise on that.
Well, City will go again on Saturday. They host Worksop Town, and they need this victory just to give them a little bit of confidence. Worksop Town, another team that are just in and around the relegation zone, in 16th. They're losing tonight. It'll be a big game, that, and if they can turn this into a little bit of a winning run, it could breed any sort of momentum. For Hereford, they need to pick themselves up. This will be their 5th game without a victory. They go to Southport in the relegation zone in their next game, but it has been simply sensational for Oxford City. We're into what's about 1 minute 20 left. Here come Hereford looking for a consolation. It's hit back behind the goal by Andy Williams, but it has been all Oxford City in this second half. They lead by 3-0. It'll be a corner to Hereford, but after a silly challenge by the number 5 Matt Preston on Josh Parker gave Hereford meant he got an early bath, and Hereford down to 10 men. Josh Ashby dispatched the free kick just before the break to give Oxford City a 1-goal lead. In all honesty, Paul Caddis has not changed his tactics as this corner goes in, and Williams has forced a brilliant save from Lewis, but the referee's missed it. It'll be a goal kick.
Thought he saved that.
But after the break, Oxford City have simply been sublime. Fantastic play. It did take a lapse in concentration at the back for Tom Scott to latch onto a loose ball and keep his composure to fire past Theo Richardson, despite the Hereford keeper with some miraculous saves, really, to keep the score at 1-0. He couldn't do anything about that. And then, right at the end, just seconds after coming on, Jack Bean running through on goal, slotting the ball through Theo Richardson's legs and securing that 3-goal lead. It will be a 3-goal win in just a matter of seconds. It's just simply a stay of execution for Hereford here. 10 seconds left, and Oxford City are about to pick up their first victory in 2 months. Here's Isaac Westendorf. He comes forward. He's clipped. He'll still go forward. Could the icing be put on top of the cake here from Westendorf? He needs to cut the ball back. He goes for the miraculous. His shot is caught by Theo Richardson. Well, that should be that. The 5 minutes are up. Oxford City are ready to celebrate, and Josh Ashby does fantastically well to go in front of N2. He gives it a little bit in front of his man. That's how much it means to the captain, who scored his 3rd goal in 3 games. It's been absolutely dominant for Oxford City in this second half, and Hereford will be wanting to get into that changing room as soon as they possibly can. Here's George Burrows about to throw this up the line, and that should be that as soon as this ball goes up the line. As the referee puts his whistle to his lips, and Oxford City pick up a massive 3 points, and that 2-month wait is over. They've won by 3-0 at the M Group Stadium, and they need to keep that a thing. It is a relief around the M Group Stadium, but Oxford City well worth 3 points today. It's finished here. Oxford City 3, Hereford 0.
Andy, thank you very much indeed. So Oxford City get the win. Can they back it up? Worksop coming on Saturday. You'll hear that game on the BBC Sport website and app, and on BBC Sounds. We've got Brackley's game at the weekend on the BBC Sport website and app as well, and they play tomorrow at Braintree. Here at the Kassam Stadium, the wind and rain swirling round, people scurrying to their cars and to the buses to get away from the Kassam Stadium, because Oxford United have been beaten here by 3-0. Wasn't it? The game's next.
BBC Music introducing
In Oxfordshire and Berkshire
with Dave Gilliatt.
You'll be hearing from people who've never been played on the radio before. That's what we specialise in, radio debuts. They're so excited to be on the show. I'm so excited to be able to get them on the show. I'm excited that they're excited. You might might just be about to hear your new favourite band. Just think, everyone that you've ever heard on the radio started somewhere first. To upload your music, go to bbc.co.uk/introducing and make your own introducing profile. Join the team, join the club, join the revolution.
BBC Music Introducing
in Oxfordshire and Berkshire
with Dave Gilliatt.
Thursday night from 8 till 10.
BBC Radio Oxford.